The plains of Strothalm. A temple with a sacrificial pit would need to be built before the merciless evil's undead creatures could summon more minions. Quickly, the construction-obsessed evil set about doing just that. The frivolous evil had erected a temple. From now on, light could be stored there, which would greatly enhance the older grave-wearing evil's undead armies.
Your creatures don't even dare to leave the underground tower. But they are not safe there. Forward, men! Destroy the dungeon in the underground!
the sacrificial evil had a temple built complete with a sacrificial pit. The greedy-looking black maw with its dark void seemed to be eagerly awaiting offerings. Presumably, the evil spirits would reward each sacrifice with some soothing blight. The experimental evil set about testing this theorem. It seemed as if the sacrificial pit would belch satedly were it not simply an inanimate object. The sacrificial evil had sacrificed enough things for the time being. It was time to go on the offensive. Strengthened by the captured blight, one of the undead creatures was able to summon a minion to its side. The extravagant evil was satisfied to note that its undead were able to use blight and minions to maximize the number of creatures that could be used carelessly. The gruesome evil welcomed a Bone Lord into its ranks. Not only could this mighty swordsman both dish it out and take it, but could also summon skeletal mages as minions. The colorful clothes-wearing evil had discovered a dungeon gate in the underground. Apparently, this was one of the 3 lost burial chambers. All that was needed to benefit from it was to open the burial chamber, presumably with a few firm blows. This was apparently the final resting place of the legendary mercenary army, the Scallywag Ragtags. The pragmatic evil was bound to have an idea as to what it could do with the undead found there. The zombie-like evil had unleashed powerful undead forces. The use of these powers meant each of its undead creatures could both move faster and summon an additional minion to its side. Each additional burial chamber could provide 1 additional minion. There are enemies in your dungeon. Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available. one of the undead creatures that had fallen in battle had gone to rest in the graveyard, only to rise again after some time had passed. The merciless evil was then able to send it back into battle. Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves. The exceedingly rich evil threw glittering gold into the sacrificial pit. Putrid blight was spewed out in return. Well, they say money doesn't stink, but maybe what you get for it. The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose. Ding dong! It's payday! Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves. The poking around evil had discovered another burial chamber. This tomb was dedicated to the archers of the Scallywag Ragtags. Legend has it that they could miss a barn door even at 10 meters. Their corpses would certainly be put to good use by the self-sacrificing evil. The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose. The exceedingly rich evil threw glittering gold into the sacrificial pit. Putrid blight was spewed out in return. Well, they say money doesn't stink, but maybe what you get for it. Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Ding dong, it's payday. The achievement accumulating evil had now discovered the third burial chamber as well. The remains found here were those of the alchemists of the scallywag ragtag, who considered arsenic to be a refreshing mouth gel. These corpses would prove perfect vessels for mindless zombies. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available.
My arms are getting closer, little brother. Want to go ahead and pick out a nice tombstone? Not that you'll need it when I put your head on the spear.
We do not need to further elaborate on your misdeeds, sister. My armies are not yet defeated, and the hero's courage is unbroken.
The courage may be unbroken, but the spine...
Powerful undead forces allow...
Ha! The vile stench of the undead is still coming ever closer. Forward, faithful! Destroy that vermin!
Problems, brother mine? Is that the sweat of fear I can see on your brow? This reminds me of when you were going to ask Chelsea Chubby Cheeks to prom.
That's not the point here.
And she dumped you because she wanted to take her dog for a walk instead. Free! Free at last! Come on, let's beat them. Fry them up. Smear them on our toast.
The sovereign evil had freed Thayla from the clutches of her stepbrother. Pity, really. I found it quite pleasant.